Friends, in any fitness program, in any fitness journey, in any athletic career, you're gonna experience some kind of an injury. It's a fact. It's going to happen. Your body's not indestructible. However, we can employ a variety of methods to help us recover faster from our pain, okay? And one of them comes with how your brain interprets signals that cause pain, okay? So if we take a look at this little diagram, let's say we got a leg here. Your knee hurts, all right? The knee hurts. There's pain you're experiencing in the knee. You're experiencing that pain from these alarm bells called locisceptors. Nocioceptors. Think of these as like alarms, okay? Got tons of alarms that go off in our world, right? But it's our job to figure out what the particular alarm means, okay? A fire alarm, smoke alarm, etc. And that's what the brain's gonna do. So these nociceptors in the knee are sending a signal to the brain, and then the brain has to interpret what this means, okay? Does it mean pain? If it does, it's going to tell you, ouch. If it interprets that signal as nothing, no worries, okay? So our job is to figure out how we can make the brain sense that it's okay to do a particular movement. One, even when it hurts, and two, more importantly, even when there's no damage, okay? Sometimes we experience pain not because something is actually damaged or injured. We can experience pain simply from the memory of something being damaged. Your brain doesn't want your body to hurt. It does not seek pain. And so when there's a movement in the past that has caused pain as a result of injury, your brain still has that memory stored in it. So we've got to figure out ways to convince the brain that the movement that you're doing that once was harmful, even though it is causing some pain now, isn't actually causing you damage. I'll repeat that again. Pain does not necessarily relate to actual damage. Okay? So, when the injury is actually healed, but pain still persists, or when we're just getting off an injury, how do we get out of pain? What are the steps that we take to get out of pain? The first one, believe it or not, and honestly, the only one that we're really going to talk about today, to get out of pain, don't avoid your pain. Load into it. So like if this knee hurts when you've done squats in the past, you want to find something that's a variation of that, okay? So we can load into it with variations of movement. We can play with tempos. We can do lower weights, obviously. But at the core, we're loading it. If you can't do full squats, maybe you do half squats. Maybe you do half squats on a bench. Maybe you do lunges. Okay? Now, what happens when that pain persists? That is okay. Again, if you are experiencing during a training session pain, it's not a cause for alarm, as long as it is in acceptable parameters of feeling. Pain is a subjective thing, right? It's not objective. So, my recommendation, during a session, your pain should not exceed, in your perception, a 7 out of 10. Okay? During the session. All right, so again, it's okay to load into a little of that pain as long as the levels are within that range. All right. What do you do post-session, the next day? If you notice that your pain is the same or better, you're on the right track. Your brain is starting to make adaptations, okay? If it's worse, meaning it is increased beyond a 7 out of 10, you might need to find a different variation or a different movement or a different loading strategy in general to make to keep the ball rolling in the right direction, which is, again, keeping the pain the same or better. All right. And a lot of this pain science comes from. I follow a physiotherapist up in Canada. His name's Greg Lehman. Highly recommend you check out his YouTube channel on pain science and how to manage pain, how to get out of pain, because a lot of what he says is basically what you're seeing right here. But I've had a lot of luck with this with my clients. Again, if you're in pain, it's not about resting. Resting is probably the worst thing you can do in most cases. There's even literature that's out there that says when people suffer ACL tears or something really traumatic, the literature out there now is saying that you should load the leg somehow to start the healing process, not only in the soft tissues, but also in the brain. So, pain's a funny thing. Pain's a very nuanced thing. It's a very complex thing. And I understand this is a very cursory, superficial look at pain. But if you take this strategy and employ it into your own rehab, you'll find that you can recover and get back to your normal fitness routine before you know it. If you got questions, please email me. Always on Brian, and you can find me at brian@steelworkstrength.com. Thanks.